What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages? This is your boy, the greatest of all time, the best in the world, but more importantly, the owner of the world. And this is another episode, number 93 of This is KC Sports, right here on iSports Radio, your direct feed for all that sports. Planet Jerky, premium brisket beef jerky, the jerky that's on a whole other planet. Order here at planetjerky.net, as well as go to the gram and go to @Planet Jerky. Seal the deal wax seals on the gram. Seal the deal _wax stamps, or you can order at iSportsRadio.com/seal the deal wax seals. IE Sports Radio has proudly partnered with Vital Apparel, a brand that not only fits great, but also promotes and donates to mental health research. Use our code IESR to get 15% off their comfortable, and inspiring gym wear, and help them on their amazing journey to help support mental health. We are officially 1000%. We are visual. We are no longer audio. So since we are talking about these socials, follow us on the Twitter, on the gram, on the Bookie Face, TikTok, YouTube. Scroll on by to IE Sports Radio. Find This is KC Sports. If you're following any of us on our socials, specifically mine, this is KC_IESR, as well as Real Franchise. You'll see the little live icon for IE Sports Radio. You'll get to see me every Monday at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time and all of that fun noise. And we are going to be talking about a lot today. We've got the KC Current, we got Sporting KC, we got the Boys in Blue, we got some NASCAR, yeah! And then, of course, we have the What's Happening in Kansas City. But first and foremost, we got to pay our dues and pay some bills really quick. Do not move. Stick around. We'll be right back. This is KC Sports right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that sports. We'll be right back.
IE Sports Radio fans, this show is brought to you by Planet Jerky Premium Brisket Beef Jerky. Planet Jerky is the official jerky of the 2022 California League champion Lake Elsinore Storm, Single A affiliate of the San Diego Padres. This all brisket jerky has gluten-free options, contains no MSG, no sodium nitrate, is low in sugar, and high in protein. Go to their website at planetjerky.net and follow them on Instagram at Planet Jerky. Planet Jerky, the jerky that's on a whole other planet.
Rise and shine. It's 4 a.m. The stars are still out. The sun is beneath the horizon, but it's time to punch in and go to work. The comfort of your warm-ups turns into the grinding out of your reps as the clinking and the clinking of the plates create a symphony of euphoria. There's no other feeling like it. Earn it, burn it, and take what's yours. IE Sports Radio has proudly partnered with Vital Apparel, a brand that not only fits great, but also promotes and donates to mental health research. Use our code IESR to get 15% off their comfortable and inspiring gym wear and help them on their amazing journey to support mental health. Go hard, take part in your iron therapy, and be strong. Because when your mental health is as strong as you are, there's no telling how far you'll go.
Hey there, IE Sports Radio fans. Be sure to check out our sponsor, Seal the Deal Wax Seals by Cecilia B. You just finished your very own wedding or baby shower invitations and you're looking for that extra special touch? Maybe you just wrote a letter to a relative or a friend and you want to add to their smile when they receive it. Then seal the deal with Cecilia's handmade sealing wax stamps for your invitations, letters, and gifts. You bring the deal, we'll bring the seal. You can find them on Instagram at sealthedeal_wax stamps and on Facebook, Seal the Deal Wax Seals.
For the last 10 years, IE Sports Radio has been bringing you amazing content ranging from interviewing legendary athletes, coaches, and other authorized media personnel to building tailor-made shows dedicated to all major sports cities around the country. Make sure to follow us at IE Sports Radio on X, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube to keep up with the latest in sports and with all of our shows. Also, make sure to check out our daily updated website at iesportsradio.com. At iesportsradio.com, you can see our daily show schedule and check out all of our show pages with personal bios to learn a little bit more about each of our awesome hosts. In addition to our show pages, you can catch the IE Sports Radio blog, Hall of Fame, Fans of the Month page, and our merchandise shop including t-shirts, tank tops, caps, long sleeves, hoodies, and more. For now over a decade here at IE Sports Radio, we've continued to be by the fans, for the fans, and we thank you all for your support and for making IE Sports Radio your direct feed for all that is sports.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back for another rocking episode of This is KC Sports right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. I'm your host with the most, Brett of the franchise, Buck, the greatest of all time, the best in the world, but more importantly, the owner of the world. Ladies and gentlemen, I am so sorry that we had to start a little bit late today. This is what happens when you have technical problems, and sometimes your equipment just goes to kaput, and then, what are you going to do, right? What are you going to do? But we got a fun-filled show today. It is going to be great, awesome, swell. Interact with us. Go over to the YouTube and scroll on by until you find IE Sports Radio. Find This is KC Sports. You're going to be watching me live because everything is live now. We're no longer doing audio, just as a reminder. Follow us on our socials. This is KC_IESR as well as Real Franchise. I've got to say a big hello to Brian, my man, from the IE family. I can't even talk right now. Good afternoon, franchise. Thank you very much for taking the time out of your day to say hello and all that good jazz. I really appreciate you, man. I really do. Of course, Granny Hulkster. Hello, Brandon Butt. Granny, I hope you're still watching this. I got a chance to see the video of you singing the national anthem. That was very well done, young lady. You are awesome. And what a great time to do it, especially on Mother's Day, right? That is super, super awesome for you, Granny. Let's get into business here. You know what? Let's kind of switch things up a little bit. What is happening? What is happening in Kansas City? Well, I can tell you this right now. It's 84 degrees, 84.9. I have neighbors looking at me, giving me the stink eye right now because they're mowing their lawns, and I'm in here entertaining the fine folks of IE Sports Radio fam. And what is going on this week? Well, I can tell you what is going on this week. Right now, Kansas City Folk Festival on the 17th of May. Kansas City Folk Fest returns for another spirited event with superb lineup featuring touring and local root artists across styles. Plan your visit. You can also check this on out at www.visitkc.com in case anybody wants to know what's going on. You know, they're like, hey, it's a nice day outside. What are we going to do? Well, this is what you can do. Top events happening this weekend. I can tell you this much. What happened this weekend? My gosh. We had We had soccer matches. We had baseball games. We had Katy Perry. We had a crap ton of Kansas City traffic. If you know, you know. Nelson Atkins Museum on the 16th. I don't even know what today is. Is today the 12th? Today is the 12th. They have an art course going on as well as the 16 over at the Powell Gardens Painted Garden. Kansas City Zoo, dinosaurs around the world. And of course, on the 17 art course again over at the Nelson Atkins. There's a lot of stuff going on over at Nelson Atkins. If you're an artsy person, or if you want to know about art, if you want to know about this and that, go check them on out. Because let me tell you something, it took me a minute for me to find my inner artist, if you will, when it comes to creativity, whether it be drawing or coloring or bracelets or doll houses, everything in between. It just check them on out. Check them on out. I promise you, it's fun for all ages. May 16, Intoxicant Live Jazz Vintage Burlesque. Where is that at? That sounds fun. That's going to be over at downtown 1228 Baltimore Avenue in KC Let me just read you a little snippet here. Celebrate the Kansas City history of jazz and burlesque in an all-new show at the unforgettable Nighthawk. Get carried away as Penelope May's We and some vamp favorites bring you a slow and sultry night of classic burlesque in front of the red velvet curtain. Join us in the basement of the Kansas City Hotel for drinks inspired by the cast. First you take the drink, then the drink takes you. That is starting 7 to 10 p.m. on the 16th of May. Again, that's downtown, 1228 Baltimore Avenue. Check them on out. Again, you can find all of this stuff at www.visitkc.com. And it gives you just some fun stuff. Let's talk about dining and nightlife, because I know a lot of us, actually, that was dining and nightlife. I'm just kidding, folks. I'm just kidding. It's my first day. Special events, exhibits. There's a huge list of stuff that you can just interact with and check on out. I know, especially with families who have kids and what have you, free events happening this weekend. Life Beyond Earth. We talked about this last week. It's basically a alien exhibit, if you will, over at the Linda Hall Library of Science, Engineering, and Technology. Rose Hill Winery live music on the 16th, and then the Nerman Museum of Contemporary Art is having a deal. The child plaintiffs as power figures, if you will. Again, all of this stuff you can find on visitkc.com. It's going to be a lot more in depth than what I can do right now. So check them on out. Check them on out, and let them know that the franchise sent you. They won't know who I am, which is a shame, but trust me, it's going to be fun. It's going to be great. It's going to be swell. Let's see here. What should we talk about first? There's a lot of stuff, guys, that we need to talk about. It's been one heck of a weekend here. We could talk about some soccer. We could totally talk about some soccer. We got the ladies in teal, the KC Currents. They're back on track with their big win. Then, of course, we have Sporting KC. We've got to talk about the boys as well. We've got to show some love for them. Win, lose, or draw. Then, of course, the crazy week for the boys in blue. The Royals taking on the White Sox, and then transitioning over with the Boston Red Sox. It's insane. It's crazy. Vampire Prom. Go to www.visitkc.com. I know that's a little bit of a drive for you, Erica, but could be something to check them on out if you happen to be up in the Northlands, if you will. That could be fun. They have a lot of stuff going on, especially on the weekends, especially since it's spring, summertime now. So if you ever get a chance to move, not move, but drive back on up here up north from where you're at. I know where you're at, but I'm keeping kayfabe right now. Check them on out. Visitkc.com. It's going to be a lot more in depth than I am. You know what? I'm going to take a very, very, very short commercial break. I've got to sip on my canes right here. We're going to go into soccer. We're going to be talking about soccer. We're going to be talking about the boys with Sporting KC. We're talking about the women in teal with KC Current. Goodness gracious, guys. I mean, there's this link that's literally in my way, and I'm trying to get it out of the way. So if you see me just clicking on stuff and you see this weird link, I mean, that's a real link, but that's also me trying to get it out of the way here. I can only deal with so much. I got here I am trying to read stuff off, and you guys don't even know what I'm talking about. What a great series for me. Sorry, the sports media had to piss Tippers off. I know. What's going on, Dylan? What's going on, little brother? It's good to see you, man. Hope you and the fam are doing great. Folks, we're going to take a very quick commercial break. We are coming right back here in less than 1 minute. We're going to be getting on by into the soccer world, and we are going to have at it. So stay tuned, stick around, don't move. We will be right back.
The roar of the crowd, the drama and pageantry, the adrenaline rush and decadence of the world of professional wrestling. Join yours truly, the SoCal Saint, for the best pro wrestling podcast going today, the IE Wrestling Show, exclusively on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Join us every Wednesday from 12 p.m. Central Standard Time, 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Once again, every Wednesday, the IE Wrestling Show. It's just too woo!
Sports fans, do you like teams that are tough, cities that are tougher, and fan bases that are passionate about their teams? How about teams that are historic and stadiums that are iconic? Then you belong in Chicago, and you need to check out Chi-Town Weekly. Join me, Adam Kernan, every week as we keep up with all things Chicago sports. Bears, Bulls, Blackhawks, Cubs, White Sox. We'll cover them all, plus more. The Windy City is always buzzing, and we'll keep you up on all the big games and major stories. So tune in to Chi-Town Weekly every week right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back after a very quick commercial break. I'm your host with most, Brandon the Franchise Buck, coming at you live here in the dwells of Kansas City, 84.9 degrees for episode number 93 of This is KC Sports right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Sporting KC unfortunately loses on the 10th of May to Portland, 1-0. You see, we go from high to low to high to low to low to low to high, and now back to a low. Not the momentum that we are wanting to have. But again, this is a rebuilding year. I hate to say that. Everybody hates to say that about their team or whomever. But as corny as it sounds, as corny as it is, yes, this is a rebuilding year. New coaching staff, new behind the scenes. We lost some really good players. And now we have to start from scratch, if you will, and work our way back up to the top. So for those of you that are watching us live right now, I'm going left to right. We're going to be going Portland, KC. So as I'm taking these stats here, that's exactly how we're going to be doing it in case I lose a step and I don't say which one's which. So Portland, 9 shots versus KC's 11 shots. 3 targets for Portland and 3 targets for KC. 48% possession for Portland, comparable to 52% possession. 530 passes, comparable to 560 passes for Kansas City. 86% pass accuracy, comparable to your 85% for Kansas City. 13 fouls for Portland with 13 fouls for Kansas City. 1 yellow card for Portland, comparable to your 2 yellow cards for Kansas City. No red cards, 5 offsides for Portland, 2 for Kansas City, 8 corners for Portland, 0 corners for Kansas City. But the end all be all on May 10, 2025, Saturday. Portland 1, Kansas City nothing. What can you say here? They had a big win against the LA Galaxy on the 4 of Sunday, and they didn't even have to score a goal. In fact, they didn't do anything to get that point. It bounced off of the goalie for LA Galaxy, and there you go. First team in MLS history to get that done. Nothing to brag about by any means. Kansas City Sporting KC is 3-8, which makes them 12th in the in the Western Conference. Again, nothing really to be proud of here, and it's only going to get a little bit crazy as St. Louis is going to be taking on Sporting KC May 14 at 7:45. There's a win probability of almost 50% for St. Louis, comparable to Sporting KC's 30%. So they're not expecting them to win this match at all, and that's a shame. Fox Sports 1 will be airing that as well as on Apple TV, all that good jazz here. What can I say about Sporting KC? We joked about it last year with myself and Bishop. Start all over. The team's the team's over. What are we going to do here? It's not that bad. It's not that drastic, really. It's not. The fact of the matter is, it's just what are you going to do? What are you going to do, right? I mean, it's soccer. It's one of those deals that either you got it or you don't, and in this case, we don't right now. Talking to Richard Harper, aka Teal Man, a few weeks ago, he said the exact same thing. What does this all mean for Sporting KC? Nothing, because there's still plenty of action to go. No one is really that upset when it comes right down to it. It's just one of those things, guys. This is sports. This is soccer. You're going to win some, you're going to lose some. It just is what it is. Let's just keep on moving, right? Let's just keep on moving. So that's all I got to say about that. As I'm pushing buttons here and trying to make sure that I have the right stuff airing, ladies and gentlemen, what can we say? What can we say about the women in teal? The women in teal had a shocking loss against Seattle on the 2nd. Seattle Reign 1-0. But then, miraculously, yesterday, Sunday, on Mother's Day, which was perfect, especially over at CPKC Stadium, KC Current comes back and gets their momentum back on track against Bay FC 4-1. Let's go ahead and talk about the women in teal, shall we? And like I said, for those of you who are watching me live, we're going from KC to Bay. KC, Bay. KC, Bay. Whilst I'm saying these stats right here. 18 shots for KC, comparable to 11 shots for Bay. 7 shots on target, comparable to 3 shots on target for Bay. 39% possession for KC, comparable to 61% possession for Bay. 329 passes, comparable to 517 passes for Bay. 75% accuracy for KC, comparable to 81%. And then, of course, you have your 14 fouls for KC, comparable to 8 fouls. 1 yellow card for KC, 0 yellow cards for Bay. No red cards for either team. 5 offsides for KC, 1 offsides for Bay. 5 corners for KC, and 6 corners for Bay. But when it's all said and done, you had Zanarada, you had Devina, and Chawinga all scoring goals, making it 4-1. KC Current. That is just fun. What a miraculous time, right? You're over at CPKC Stadium. It's Mother's Day. You have a long list of people. Jason Sudeikis was in the stands, and he did the infamous KC baby, and that's how they start up the matches here. I got a chance to watch a little bit of it with the time that I had, and it was fun. That environment is just something else. It's almost as relaxing as just going to a Royals game, really. if you think about it, you have nice weather. Everybody is cool and relaxed. Everybody's having a great time, and you get to watch the women do their thing. And you know, thumbs up to them because they are back on track. They are currently, if I can find this here, I just saw it a few minutes ago. I think um, there we go. This is what I was looking for. So we are still currently at number one in the club with 6 wins and 2 losses. We are indefinitely above Orlando Pride with 5-2, Washington 5-3, San Diego 4-2, and Angel City 4-2. So those are your top five right here with the current leading in standings. There are definitely more matches coming on up here. Here we go. First and second place, Orlando Pride and KC Current, May 16 over at Inter and Company Stadium. That's going to be over in Orlando. All times are in Central. It is 7 p.m. So where can we watch this? Well, obviously NWSL. You can go watch that for free. And then I am not seeing anything for right now. If it's going to be streamed on ESPN or what it is, what have you, just go and grab yourself NWSL and download the app and do your business. Let's see here. My good friend, Ralph Calise, the host of the Yinzer Report. What is up, franchise? You, sir, are killing it with KC Sports. Loving the show. Let's go. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let me tell you, man. Dude, you've been around. So you would definitely know. You know what life was like when I first came back and things were kind of, But then, we just keep the ball rolling. We do what we do, boy. And here we are. We've got a successful gimmick going on, right? You can definitely check out Ralph with the Yinzer Report at 7 p.m. on Friday. Just scroll on by until you find the Yinzer Report. My man has done a great job. He is one of the best hosts that we have with iSports Radio. He is phenomenal. He does a great job, and you can definitely tell with his work ethic that he loves what he does, just like the rest of us, man. I think I said this to somebody. I know I did. I know I'm not just imagining this in my head. I know I said something, but if I could have a life where I could literally just broadcast and that's that, I don't need anything else. I really honestly don't. I just it's one of those things where it's just like, oh man, I just want to broadcast. I want to talk about sports. I want to interact with you all. I want to do this and that. I want to interact with how I'm doing it right now. Thanks for the great comments. Of course, dude, absolutely. You and Taryn and everybody else have been just so incredibly awesome since my return with iSports Radio. I can't, dude. Let me tell you something. I know I am the king of being absolutely crazy busy, but I can't thank you guys enough for supporting me and just being there. That's why I'm working so hard so we can do this for a living. Absolutely, Brian. See, you know what I'm talking about, my man. You know exactly what I'm talking about. That's why we're working so hard to make our shows the absolute best week after week after week, and we can just do our thing. We can just do our thing, right? I would love to do this. Do I want to work for ESPN? Probably not. I mean, yeah, sure. I mean, that's like a dream, right? That's like a professional wrestler wanting to work for AEW or WWE, right? Do I want to work for ESPN? That'd be fun. I look great in a suit and tie. Ask the missus upstairs. Do I want to go to Connecticut? Do I want to go to the East Coast, West Coast? Do I want to do all that jazz? Probably not. I think I'm okay with where I'm at right now. But it is what it is, right? Ralph, this guy Brian deserves props to. A newbie to IE Sports Radio. He is awesome. Brian, dude, let me tell you, Ralph, he knows his stuff. He's been with the station longer than me. I was here before him, but he definitely knows his stuff. And definitely. If there's anything at all, even if there are any rookies with IE Sports Radio that might be checking this show out right now, if there's anything that I could just drop as advice, it would definitely be take notes from the people that are the most successful, whether it be come to numbers or whatever the case may be, because of the fact that then you can do things your own way. And on top of that, you can have fun with it. You can be creative. You can do your thing. You can have your own identity, and booyah! There you are. There you are. Brian, that's for you, my man. Ralph, that's for you, my man. Oh, goodness gracious. KC Current, ladies and gentlemen. They are taking on Orlando Pride on Friday at 7 p.m. NWSL. Download the app. You can watch them for free. I'm going to assume, and we all know what happens when you assume, I'm going to assume that if you have YouTube TV, you'll be able to watch the match as well. Don't hold my quote on that because anything is possible. But with that being said, I mean, check them on out. Check them on out. I appreciate it, Ralph. I really honestly do. This isn't just with broadcasting. This is stuff I've learned in broadcasting at Pitt State. But I mean, this isn't just what I learned at Pitt State. This is everywhere. You find your own style. You take note from the people that are better than you, and you try and mirror what they do, so then you can be as successful as they can. But then have your own niche with it. Be creative. Don't sound like you're reading off of a script. That's the biggest thing that will turn anybody away. Anybody can tell you in the audience right now that's listening or watching, excuse me, just do what you do and have fun with it. And then people will feed off of that and you're going to be doing just fine. I feel like I'm doing more of a life coaching than I am talking about sports. Brian is a big wrestling fan franchise. I wonder if he remembers you. Brian, I don't think you do. Because Brandon the Franchise Buck was a little minuscule dude who had a very short-term career in Southeast Kansas and sometimes in Kansas City. I know that the SoCal Saint, he is celebrating his final show for the time being this coming Wednesday, and I don't even know if he's brought me up or not. But, I mean, I'm not really that big of a deal. I'm not a John Cena. I'm not a Cody Rhodes. I'm not a Kenny Omega, Chris Jericho, so... I have a resume though. It's just very, very small, very, very small. If you can see this in the camera lens here. But I mean, it's fun. It's fun, right? Goodness gracious. I'm getting things all kind of mixed up here. I don't know about anybody else, but I'm just going to go ahead and just do that because that thing is just absolutely in my way. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a quick commercial break. And then when we come back, we're going to go ahead and we're going to be talking about the boys in blue. We're going to be talking about some NASCAR, yeah. And then we're going to be talking about some other stuff too. I'm going to try and make up for the time that I lost due to technical difficulties. So bear with me on that. And don't go anywhere because we're coming right back very shortly. We're coming right back with This is KC Sports right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that sports. We'll be right back.
Are you a Tar Heel, Blue Devil, Demon Deacon, or maybe even a Gamecock? Do you cheer for the Panthers, the Canes, the Crown? And check out the Carolina Sports Update every week with me, Neil Curtis, to get the latest and greatest on all the sports action in the Carolinas. We'll be talking pro sports, ACC and SEC football, basketball, baseball, and everything in between. We'll even talk a little Formula One racing now and again. So, for the best hour of Carolina sports coverage, catch me each week on Carolina Sports Update with Neil Curtis, right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
Hello, everyone. My name is Daryl Kinsey Jr., and I'm welcoming you to take another lap with the fastest show on IE Sports Radio. Yes, this is the Extra Mile with me and my co-hosts Christopher Lehman and Michael Ward. We talk everything racing from NASCAR to IndyCar to Formula One to limited hydroplanes, endurance racing, the NHRA, and more. So come join us for an hour of great racing talk and a lot of fun as well on the Extra Mile, Thursdays at 8 p.m. only on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
everybody. This is Darren Rodriguez. Are you a fan of volleyball? Are you a fan of Thunderous Spikes? Then I have the show for you. Set Point, where I cover NCAA men's and women's volleyball, high school boys and girls volleyball, beach volleyball, and even professional volleyball. Catch the action every week here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
What's up, Pittsburgh? This is Ralph Calise, the host of the Injury Report on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Are you that passionate, diehard Steelers, Penguins, Pirates, or just a Pittsburgh sports fan? Then please join me on the Injury Report every Tuesday on IE Sports Radio, the direct feed for all that is sports, and I will update you on all that's black and gold. Have you telling your Pittsburgh fans and friends what's up with Pittsburgh sports. Tune in Tuesday with me, Ralph Calise, the Injury Report on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. Let's go!
Hockey fans, I'm Adam Kernick.
And I'm Zach Puplis.
Together, we are the newest version of Hockey Talk on IE Sports Radio, The Neutral Zone.
Zone.
We love hockey, but we also know it's not everyone's first sport. So we want to make this show as much for new fans as for the diehards.
Whether you can name all the Swedes on the '08 Red Wings Stanley Cup team, or if you can't tell if Varlamov is a goalie or the latest trendy vodka, we're here to help. With facts, figures, and outrageous fans, we bring you all the hard-hitting hockey news you can handle, while still keeping it fun and on the rails. Well, mostly.
So tune in every week as we go around the hockey world, from college to Canada, the minors and the majors, and everywhere in between.
So bring your cellies.
And your one-timers.
You wicked wristas.
And be sure to protect your five-hole.
Catch the Neutral Zone every week on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports.
We promise not to pick on the Arizona Coyotes every episode.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back for another episode of This is KC Sports right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that sports. I am your host with the most, Brandon, the franchise buck, the greatest of all time, the best in the world, but more importantly, the owner of the world. Planet Jerky Premium Brisket Beef Jerky, the jerky that's on a whole other planet. Order here, planetjerky.net, or go to the gram at Planet Jerky, as well as Seal the Deal Wax Seals on the gram, Seal the Deal _ wax stamps, or order at iesportsradio.com / Seal the Deal Wax Seals. IE Sports Radio has proudly partnered with Vital Apparel, a brand that not only fits great, but also promotes and donates to mental health research. Use our code IESR to get 15% off their comfortable and inspiring gym wear, and help them on their amazing journey to support mental health. We are officially visual, no longer audio. So follow us on the Twitter, the Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube at IE Sports Radio. Scroll on by until you find This is KC Sports. You can find this handsome gentleman that has a face made for radio. And speaking of the socials, follow us. This is KC underscore IESR, as well as Real Franchise. And, let's interact. Let's have fun. Let's have a great time. I want to thank everybody so far that has taken the time out of their day to talk to us. Of course, Ralph Kalisa and Brian and Granny Holster, Dylan Neff, Erica Hutchison. Thank you all so very, very much for taking time out of your day. Are you guys ready? And please bear with me because I believe this is the first time we're actually going to talk about this here. I'm kind of nervous. It's my first time. We've all been there, right? But yeah, NASCAR, Kansas Speedway over at the Advent Health 400. The Advent Health 400. How do you even do play-by-play with this? You don't. You just watch cars race for like 3-4 hours and then booyah, we get a winner, right? Well, it was the number 5 Chevrolet with Kyle Larson. 61 points. Finished number 1. First. Christopher Bell, 2 in the Toyota number 20. You had Ryan Blaney, number 12 in the Ford. You had Chase Briscoe, 4th, number 19 in the Toyota. And then 5th, you had Alex Bowman, number 48 in the Chevrolet. 61 for Larson, 49 for Bell, 49 for Blaney, 33 for Briscoe, and 41 for Bowman. That was the top 5 for the Advent Health 400 at the Kansas Speedway. This weekend has been absolutely insane when it comes to events. We had the NASCAR, we had the baseball, we had the soccer, we had the Katy Perry. There's always something going on. Ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, the workhorse, that is Taryn Rodriguez. Good afternoon, franchise. Hope you're having a great show. I am having a great show, sir. And I just also want to say for you, Mr. Rodriguez, I got a chance to check out your interviews with the volleyball players. And my friend, you are doing an exceptional job, as you always do. You always kill it, Taryn. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud to call you a colleague, a partner, whatever the case may be. And you are awesome. This is the guy, Brian. Other than Ralph, Taryn is definitely a guy that you need to check out simply because of the fact that he just kills it. He kills it every single time that he's behind the mic or behind the camera, and he does great. He does absolutely great. He is definitely an asset for IE Sports Radio. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm excited to say this because anybody who knows me knows I am a hockey fan outside of Kansas City Chiefs and Royals and current. Kansas City Mavericks are in the Western Conference Finals for the Kelly Cup playoffs, if you will. May 15, Thursday, as they take on the Toledo Walleye. 7:05 puck drops. What a great time. What a great time to be a Kansas City anything fan, especially the Kansas City Mavericks. If you don't know them, you should. Once upon a time in a very far away land, they were once known as the Kansas City Blades. They had some name changes, and then finally as the Kansas City Mavericks, and they are kicking a double SS right now. They are doing great. This is going to be over at the Cable Dahmer Arena, which is in Independence, Missouri, for those of you who want to make the trip or happen to be in the area. 7:05. Puck drops against Toledo. Go to KCMavericks.com, and you can get single game tickets, whatever the case may be. And trust me, it will be a very, very fun time. It's a fun time for all. It's a fun time for many. It's a fun time for everybody. That's just how we like to do it. Oh, goodness, 2:56 in the afternoon, 4 until the top of the hour. We are having a great show. We are having a great time right now. My gosh, we talked about sporting. We talked about the current. We talked about NASCAR. We talked about the hockey. Now, ladies and gentlemen, boys, girls, children of all ages, we're going to be talking about the Kansas City Royals. As May the 5th be with you, they completely dominated the Chicago White Sox in a 4-game series, starting with Monday, 3-0 Royals. Tuesday, May 6th, 4-3 Royals. Wednesday, May 7th, 2-1 Royals. And then finally finishing off with a cherry on top, if you will, May 8th on a Thursday, 10-0 What? What? What is going on with these guys? I'll tell you what's going on. Fun. That's exactly what's happening right now. Fun is what's happening. Friday, May 9, huge game that ended in the 12th with a Freddie, run batted in, if you will, 2-1 over the Boston Red Sox. 2-1. Let's talk about that game, if you will. Everything was basically dead on. You had nothing. You literally had nothing. A couple of hits for Boston, couple of hits for Kansas City, but then, ladies and gentlemen, we go into extra innings. The 10th inning, nothing, no void, nothing. Then it's the 11th inning. Boston gets one, Kansas City gets one. What are we going to do here? Well, it was the player of the game. When it comes to the man with the plan, that is, of course, my goodness gracious, I am out of breath here. Freddie Fermin with an RBI that helped us win the game against Boston in extra innings. 2-1. Unfortunately, that would not be the copycat for the next day, as we got annihilated 10-1 on Saturday. I don't even think we even really need to talk about it, because it was 3-3-3 for the 5th, 7th, and 8th inning. You had one in the 3rd for Boston, then you had one in the 3rd for Kansas City. We don't need to talk about that. That's just a game. But then, of course, yesterday, the Red Sox defeated us 3-1 on Mother's Day. It would have been great, if Kansas City Current had won, which they did. If Sporting KC had won, which they didn't. But the boys in blue, if they had won Mother's Day, I know a lot of people brought their significant others or their moms, whatever the case may be, to the Royals game yesterday. Unfortunately, we lost. But really, is it really all about if we win the game? No, I don't think so. I think it's just the environment. I think it's just going out there, especially for somebody who doesn't get a chance to go out there to Kauffman Stadium and enjoy themselves in the sun and get themselves a hot dog or some peanuts and cotton candy and get themselves a souvenir and this and that. It's just one of those things, boys and girls and children of all ages. Tonight, 7:10. The Astros are hosting us. 7:10, Houston versus Kansas City. How are we watching this, ladies and gentlemen? Well, we've got the MLB Extra Innings, Bally Sports Southwest, Bally Sports Oklahoma, Bally Sports Midwest, Bally Sports Kansas City, AT&T Sportsnet Southwest, FUBU, MLB TV. Long story short, if you don't have any of that stuff, go to your Buffalo Wild Wings, go to your Applebee's, go to your Johnny's, go to your Tanner's, wherever you may be, just simply because sometimes it is kind of a bear. I understand it's a Monday. Normal people have work tomorrow morning. I am one of those rarities that don't, so I don't really have to worry about too much. But, go out. Go do something. Even if you want to just listen to it on the radio, do it old school, Baseball games are always fun around this time. Royals are currently standing 24-8-18. Whereas the Astros are 20-19. So this should be a pretty decent game. Win probability, you're looking at 47% for the Royals, comparable to 53% for Houston. That could always change. Honestly, that could always change. Anything could change, really. It's baseball. There's absolutely no solid guarantee that anything good is going to happen when it comes to this kind of stuff. But, I mean, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? It's baseball. Let's see here. We have got a few more minutes to go. I'm just making up track for the technical difficulties that I had, which I thoroughly apologize for. Sometimes when you're doing this thing and you're doing it fast, sometimes your equipment can kind of go AWOL and they decide that they want to do their own thing. And, you kind of lose all of the things that you need in order to have a successful show. And that's where we are. But you know what? We caught it at a timely manner. It's all good in the hood. Everybody is having fun, having a great time. I've had very special people chime on in and say hello with Taryn and Ralph and Erica and Granny Holster, Brian, Dylan. The list goes on and on and on. This is what I like to do. We currently have just shy of 50 people watching this live right now, which thank you very much for taking the time out of your Monday at 3:02 in the afternoon And just checking us out, checking me out. Sometimes I have a really successful show where I'm talking about everything and anything under the sun, and then sometimes, we just we make chicken salad out of chicken, what. But I really like interacting with you guys, so definitely check us on out. This is KC_IESR as well as Real Franchise. And then, of course, you can follow us on the Twitter, like I just showed you, on the Gram, Bookie Face, TikTok, YouTube, IE Sports Radio. It has snippets of everybody. So it's not just my show. If you just happen to be watching this live, there is an abundance of people that are in this group, and I wouldn't have it any other way. In all honesty, currently, right now at 4:00, Carolina Sports Update, 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, as well as Chi-Town Weekly and The Extra Mile, which are both airing at 7 p.m. Two different shows airing at the same time. So no big deal on that. Just pick and choose or watch them both. It doesn't even really matter. And then to end the broadcasting day, Set Point at 8 p.m. So go check those other shows on out. And then we have a long list of stuff. If you are a wrestling fan, this coming Wednesday at noon, it is IE Wrestling Show with the SoCal Saint. It is going to be his final show for the time being. So make sure you check him on out and let him know that the franchise sent you. I'm sure he'll absolutely love all of the support as he goes to other endeavors with his life. And so there is a to be determined with the IE Wrestling Show, but I'll let him explain that. He knows more about it than I do, and I'm not going to try and assume what's going on the man's plate here. 3:03 this afternoon, Monday. It is 84.3 degrees outside, ladies and gentlemen. It's a little bit sticky outside, but don't be like me and don't be wearing a hoodie of anything. Go out there, enjoy the sun, do some yard work. I am getting eyeballed by my neighbors out here being like, "Hey, yo, we're mowing our lawn. What are you doing?" Come on, dude. Come on. I work for a living. No, it's going to happen. It's definitely going to happen for sure. No worries on that. Other than that, folks, I think really, what can we say? This is a good reminder. We're not going to be ending the show or the broadcasting day with Taryn, as it's been moved to tomorrow, since tonight is the national championship of men's volleyball. So that is going to be something big that Taryn is going to be talking about on his show. He's going to be he's really good at what he does, guys. I don't remember if I told you that or not. Taryn is kind of a big deal when it comes to IE sports, and he kind of knows what to do with stuff like this, and he's good at what he does, man. He's good at what he does. So check him on out tomorrow for Set Point, as well as everybody else's show. It's not just me. It's a lot of other people from around the nation, from Oklahoma, Texas, Colorado, California, Vegas, East Coast, West Coast, wherever. We have a lot of people that put in a lot of hard work out of their time, their personal time, just to make these shows and make this station worthwhile. And we try our best, and we definitely appreciate those who take the time out of their day just to listen to us and support us, whether they know us or they don't know us. And we definitely appreciate everybody's help and support and what have you. I think, in all honesty, unless I'm missing something here, I think we are good to go. It is 6 past the hour. It is just shy of an hour before we go to the Carolina Sports Update. I think that is a good time for me to go ahead and farewell to everybody. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate all of the viewers. I appreciate all the people interacting with me on the live chat here. This is what I do. This is what I do Mondays at 2 p.m. Central Standard Time, unless something changes. That's why it's important to follow me on This Is KC_IESR, as well as Real Franchise on the Twitter. So then you can keep up to date with what's going on and all of that good jazz. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, until next week, 2 p.m. Central Standard Time, my name is Brandon the Franchise Buck. The greatest of all time, the best in the world, but more importantly, the owner of the world. And until next week, this is episode number 93 of This is KC Sports right here on IE Sports Radio, your direct feed for all that is sports. I'll catch you down the road.